that, I want to bring in former NATO Supreme Commander and now CNN contributor, retired General Wesley Clark. And General Clark, now that we know officially here this no-fly zone is in place coast to coast, you have these coalition forces now applying pressure on Gadhafi's ground forces. What militarily does that involve?
Well, it means that we're providing reconnaissance over the top, and we're identifying the heavy pieces of equipment or logistics sites where we can then bring force to bear. It doesn't mean we can't get into the cities. We can't go after snipers, at least not yet. But we can take out the ground forces infrastructure, and we can take out heavy vehicles and ammo dumps and fuel dumps.
Okay, so that's essentially maybe the second phase here. Also, news reports saying that there are 6 NATO warships started patrolling off Libya's coast. What are they there for?
Well, they'd be there for a couple of things. First, in case that there were any aircraft that managed to sneak through at low level and overfly, you've got additional surface-to-air radar there and capability to tie in to the air early warning system. And then, in addition, you can intercept any Libyan ships that come out that might be trying to reinforce Gadhafi's troops, and you could enforce an arms embargo.
Right. Okay. And then we had talked about this yesterday, that F-15 fighter jet that had crashed, the pilot and the number 2, okay. But we know that the U.S. aircraft dropped precision guard munitions on the what's left of that F-15. What's the purpose of destroying that?
There's classified equipment in that airframe. This is a very high technology fighter. It's the best fighter bomber in the world, and we wouldn't want the wrong people to get a grip on it.
There have been also a lot of questions and criticism about the Libyan campaign, but U.S. officials say the international mission has succeeded in terms of halting Gadhafi's momentum. But what specifically do they look for in order to say there is success?
Well, the fact that Benghazi has been saved from an assault by Libyan armor, that's the first thing. Rebels are still hanging on in Misrata. Ajdabiya is going to be under attack, if it isn't already, by rebels who are trying to liberate that city, or regain it, rather. And so it's clear that the momentum, rather than being with Gadhafi, is in the neutral zone right now. Obviously, there are a lot of people who would like to see that momentum shift entirely to the rebels. And maybe it will as a result of the impact of the no-fly zone being enforced.
Quickly here, given your past experience and looking at what's happening, Operation Odyssey Dawn, what's the most precarious part of this operation?
It's the most precarious part is actually getting the political leverage to force Gadhafi out. We're not going to do it through military means alone, in all probability. So how will we actually get leverage and force him to give up and move out? That's the question mark.
That is the big question mark. General Clark, my thanks to you.
Thank you, Bert.
And now this.